Hey guys, so today we're going to go through our February TBR, or we're going to be choosing it. So last month I had some prompts that I did not finish, and these are going to be going back in our TBR jar. If you want to find out what these are, you can check out my TikTok because that was where I did my January one. I'm going to do it a little differently this month. I'm going to record the main portion on here, and then on TikTok, I'm just going to kind of go through what our prompts were in the books that we picked for them. So we did have a couple that I did not get through that we are going to roll over to February. So first is Vampire Romance, and the next one is for the Romantic Bingo from Covers with Cassidy, Indie to Trad, Hard Mode being the sequel, and that is going to be City of Souls and Sinners. So these two are going to roll over to February. The ones that are not rolling over to February are for Romanceopoly, Popular Romance Book, Book Talk, Goodreads Choice, Bestseller List, etc. The next one that is not rolling over is from Romantic Bingo, Hidden Identity, Hard Mode, Not Royalty. The next one that is not rolling over is for Romantic Bingo, which is Court Setting, Hard Mode was Animal on the cover. And then the last one that is not rolling over was for Romanceopoly, dark or taboo romance that features a clearly labeled kink or taboo trope, i.e. breeding, CNC, knife, blood play, degradation, and comes with hefty content warnings. So those we are not rolling over. Since we have 4 of them that are not rolling over, I made a little jar here with a bunch of books that are on my shelves that have been on my shelves for at least a year, most of them. Most of them are just regular romances or dark romance. There's maybe a couple that are fantasy, but most of them are just regular, like sports romance, dark romance, just plain contemporary romance, things like that is what's in here. So, with that being said, we are going to take our handy dandy jar here. We're going to put these prompts back in here. We are going to put the lid back on and we are going to shake this up. We are going to be picking 9 prompts, and we are going to be picking 2 out of here for the 4 that we put back. So first we're going to choose our 9 out of here. Our first one is for Romanceopoly, for our minor, which is office romance. Our second one is for Romanceopoly. This is a club, Hearts and Spoons. This is a comfort trope, single parent, cinnamon roll, found family, childhood crush. Our third prompt is for Romantic Bingo, start a new series. The hard mode is author writes in multiple genres. This I had put down Half City by Kate Golden, but that is actually, it's being released in February, but we are going to set this one aside and we are actually going to pick a different one. That's going to be a redraw. So now our third one is for Romantic Bingo, Book Talk Hype. The hard mode is still indie at the time of reading. So we will pick that one. For our fourth prompt, we're going to go with this orange one right here. Romanceopoly, Paranormal Studies, a demon romance or one involving magical contracts. For our fifth prompt, this is for Romantic Bingo, a whole new world, and hard mode is a retelling or reimagining. For our sixth one, we have Romanceopoly. This is one of the clubs for Nightshade Society, curse breaking or soul bound romance. Our seventh one, Romanceopoly, dark psychology, dark or taboo romance that features a clearly labeled kink or taboo trope. So this is actually one of them that we had last month. So we will go ahead and just throw that in there. For our eighth one, let's go for a pink. Romance-opoly for the core curriculum, or romance genre you don't normally read. I'm actually going to use one of my redraws on that. I'm allowing myself 3 redraws. So I'm going to pick another pink one. Romance-opoly dark psychology, a dark romance with an obsessive touch her and die love interest. And for number 9, these are all sticking together. Well, we're going to choose one of these that just fell. We're going to choose one of the yellow ones since there's 2 of those. This is Romance-opoly. This is for our major. This is a romantasy with royalty or arranged marriage. So those are our 9 prompts out of here. Now we are going to pick 2 books out of here. Overtime, and that is by Maggie Cole. And Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown. All right, I'm going to grab the books that I can think of for these prompts, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm sorry if the angle moved at all. I knocked it, and yeah, we're just going to deal with it. So I have my stack of books. This is going to be an interesting month. I don't foresee getting through all of these yet again, but this at least gives me some sort of idea. So for our darker taboo romance that features a clearly labeled kink or taboo trope, breeding, CNC, knife, blood, clay, degradation, and comes with hefty content warnings, we are going with Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. I have heard nothing but great things about this series, but it is very dark. So that is our first one. With the dark romance with an obsessive touch her and die love interest, we are going with The Maddest Obsession by Danielle Laurie. This is a mafia romance. For office romance, we are going with Mr. Sin by S.J. Tilley. For comfort tropes, single parent, cinnamon roll, found family, childhood crush, I think this kind of fits into it, but Omegaverse is kind of like my comfort read in general, and the audiobook just came out for this. So this is Not Her Catch by Ari Wright. For book talk hype and the hard mode still indie at the time of reading, we are going with Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox, and I believe this is still indie. If I'm wrong, please correct me. For A Whole New World hard mode retelling / reimagining, we are going with Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. And then for the 2 books that we picked out of our jar, we have Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown and Overtime by Maggie Rowden. A couple of the books in this pile down here are actually a couple books that are out of this. So if we ever come across them, anytime we are picking out of this jar, obviously that will be a redraw since I've already read them. But just keep that in mind that there are a couple books in this pile that I had put in this jar, but they match some of the prompts we pulled. So I figured why not? And I believe some of these books are also on my 26 and 26. So, and then last but not least, we have our 2 books that from our prompts from last month. We have Indie to Trad, hard mode is a sequel. So we have City of Souls and Sinners by Kayla Edwards. This is a very hefty book, but it's the 2nd book and I need to continue this series. And last but not least, we have a vampire romance, and this is All Your Deadly Truths by M.L. Burns. This is the 2nd book in the Filthy Duet, and he is a vampire. So that is my February TBR. If you have any ideas for the couple of prompts that I did not find books for, please let me know. We have romantasy with royalty or arranged marriage. We have curse breaking or soul bound romance. And we have a demon romance or involving magical contracts. Those are the 3 that I have not picked out books for yet. So if you have any ideas for those, leave them in a comment. We are really putting our best foot forward, apparently, because those are a lot of books and there are quite a few that are thick. So I don't know how far we're going to make it in February. I have a feeling March is going to be very stressful, because I have a feeling we may end up having to pick more books out of this than we did this last month. If that is the case, and we end up having to pick more out of here, we will be choosing less out of this jar, because I don't want to overwhelm myself. And if I have too big of a TBR, I'm not going to read any of them, because I'm just going to get overwhelmed and we just spiral from there, and that's not good for anybody. So if it does happen that we have to end up picking quite a few out of here for March, we will be picking less out of here. And how much less will kind of depend on how well we do with our February TBR. So with that being said, that is our February TBR. If you have any ideas for the prompts that I don't have any books for, or even if you have additional ideas for the prompts that I already have books for, feel free to leave them in a comment. I'm always looking for more book recommendations. You can never have too many book recommendations, okay? We're not going to talk about how large my TBR already is. So, but we're not going to talk about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to attempt to get better about posting. I want to post like once a week. That is like my max that I can do right now. So I want to post like once a week and kind of go from there, and then see how we do. And if I feel like I can do more, I can do more. But we're just going to start with once a week first. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.